Of Stand Up for Grain Safety Week, and the Nebraska Corn Board and Nebraska Soybean Board are partnering up for this initiative. The goal is to raise awareness about the importance of safety when working in or around grain bins. Officials say the way to reduce the risk of entrapment is by discouraging people from even entering one unless they absolutely need to. The Nebraska legislature